Hello and welcome to episode 62 of Series 3 of Master League Story Mode. So things are really hotting up, I keep saying that, but we've got the first knockout round of the Champions League against Roma today. It's an away leg that's going to be really difficult. We do have Nige Robertha, who is hitting a dramatic improvement. I'm so excited about that. It's the one player I really wanted to get a dramatic improvement for, and it has come true. We don't have much time left. And I like to get my excuses in early because I'm not feeling great today. I am knackered. I've just come back from holiday. You were lucky. You were all very lucky to receive 2 videos last week. It was a real pain to try and get them out whilst away. I had to use a very shit laptop. And yeah, it was tricky. And I've literally just got back. It's Sunday night. I've been driving for hours. But we're going to try and get this done. We need to get in as many games as possible. We've got 20 games left to play this season. If all goes to plan and we stay in all the competitions. We're second in the league. We need to keep the pressure on United, who are 2 points ahead of us. But yeah, we need to keep... You know, if we do stay in all the cups, we're going to have to do some longer episodes at some point. I don't have time today. I've barely got time to even breathe or anything. But I do want to get these 3 games today played. And they need to all be wins. Hopefully, Big Nige can facilitate that. Let's go and look at the teams for the first game. Okay, Stoke City. This will probably be tricky. Robertha on that flashing arrow of belief, of power. It's so exciting. Becca on a blue can start, and Angelino on a blue as well. That's nice. Kieran Dow not looking great. Neither is Roster, but they start, obviously. Rusnak will not get a run out. Neither will Tammy Abraham. He had a decent start to his Premier League career for Swansea. A couple of chances, couldn't quite finish them. Premier League has begun, hasn't it? It's been such an exciting weekend. I've absolutely loved it, not just as an Arsenal fan, but as a fan of football. There's been drama galore. It's been excellent. Loftus-Cheek had a good game as well. Good to see his first start. Marty came on for Leicester. Couldn't really affect the game, as Arsenal somehow clawed back a famous win. Joe Gomez looked a bit shaky for Liverpool, interestingly enough, and I think that's the only ones who played. So yeah, let's get into it. So as long as I'm in the process of making excuses, which is probably not a good omen if I start doing that before we've even played a game today, it did just occur to me before I started this, is that I barely play PES anymore. Before Rosie, my beautiful daughter, came around, I used to be playing a lot. You know, the games that I would play for this series would probably be about 25% of all the PES that I was playing, but at the moment these are pretty much the only games of PES that I play each week. Imagine that. So if you've watched the quality of play slip, both on this channel and on Become a Legend, then that's why. So hopefully that won't affect us today. We need a win today. We need to keep the pressure on. And we need to get Big Nige involved, get him some goals. Let's go for it. Come on, Bristol. Marty turns away from Stephen Ireland. Seeing the overlapping run of Becca, couldn't find him. It has fallen to Nige Robertha. He'll get a shot off. Whoa! That's the dramatic improvement power. Took a good save there from Butland to prevent the first goal. Dow battling with Arnautovic, gets the header in. Robertha will find Simeone. He turns Indy. Can he slip it through into Robertha now? He can't quite, but he will still keep going. Ball inside to Dowell. Oh, pressure on here from Bristol City. Rossiter, lovely ball outside of the boot into Angelino. He'll put a ball in for Simeone. Too close to Butland. Easy save there for the Stoke keeper. Angelino inside to Kieran Dow. Looking up for options. Lays it off to Amati. Now Loftus-Cheek. Into Dowell. Confident passing here, and Angelino's found that space that he loves to find. Simeone with the reverse ball into Kieran Dow. Lets it drop. Hits it well. It's just wide. Patient build up here from Bristol City. Probing, looking for space. Angelino always has that space out there. Lovely ball in from Simeone. Dow, that would have been beautiful. Again, it's the same tactic every time from Stoke City. It hasn't worked yet. Simeone looks to find Angelino now. Angelino into the box. Steps back inside. Still Angelino. Can he get a ball into the box? He can. Great save there from Butland. Needed to be as well. Robertha was lurking at the far post. Rossiter, back heel into Loftus-Cheek. Under pressure from Gianelli and Buda, he goes back. Magnuson will poke this one into Amati. Not a great ball. It'll do. Becker into Amati, who's continued his run. Amati will hit this one. Oh, Butland let it go. Getting shots away. We're having complete domination of this game. But yet to really trouble Butland. Now Dow will go long, but Glenn Johnson tracks that run nicely. But it has fallen now to Simeone. Into Kieran Dow. For the ball into Loftus-Cheek. Takes it down well with the left foot. Still Dowell. Into Robertha. Oh, couldn't quite find the finish there. And that'll be half-time. Here at Ashton Gate, the Bristol City fans will be happy with the performance so far. But not happy to still see a big fat 0 on the goal scored for Bristol City. There's goals coming, hopefully, but there needs to be soon. We cannot afford any more drop points. Come on. Whelan again goes long. This time Angelino will let it drop to feet and take it forward. And that's nice play from the Archbishop. Rossiter looks to poke it in. Angelino with the mistake. Now Wilfred Bonney, second half substitute. And they've won a free kick here. Kiri's going to look to take this one quickly. It somehow makes its way through to Ireland. Ross, a good challenge. Can't get there ahead of Mbula. Stoke putting on a little bit of pressure here. That's well played there from Simeone. Rossiter in early to Robertha. Lovely back heel into Loftus-Cheek. Dal will get away with it though, and into Becker. Short cross into Robertha. The header gets up ahead of Zindi. Marty, lovely pass through into Simeone. He'll look to push it into Robertha now, into the box. Nigel Robertha with a left foot finish straight into the feet of Butland. Scored a goal from that angle in a recent game. Couldn't finish that one off. Dow will now find Becker. Early ball into Robertha. He looked to turn here. Chip ball in looking for Simeone. Simeone lets it drop. He will get the shot in here. Whelan can clear. Okay, 76 minutes. This is starting to get worrying now. There's not really much we can do on the bench. I don't fancy any substitutions so far. We seem to have the best squad at the moment. Dow, little chip ball into Robertha. Can he now spin and find the run through the middle? Oh, Gomez cuts that out. For once, that's one that needed to be in the air. Gomez puts it high into Bonney. Will fall now to Whelan. Gets it into Joe Allen. Angelino gets there. Get it away. No! Oh, my God. Last few seconds here. Oh, no, I don't believe it. I can't believe we didn't get a goal today. With Robertha on a flashing arrow. That's the league gone. That is the league absolutely gone. Only 3 shots on target. With that amount of possession, simply not good enough. Oh. And there it is. 4 points now behind United. At least we have got quite a few games left in the season. It's not quite as tight as it is in Become a Legend at the moment, where we've only got a couple of games left. We're still in this, definitely. And Robertha improves, finishing up to 78. That's nice. Up to 70. He's only 76 rated. You know, we've got our top striker is only 76 rated. I think that says a lot about what we're having to deal with in terms of quality of players in this series. But it's not been a problem up to this point. Don't see why it should be now. We're just struggling a little bit for form. So into the Champions League we go, and it's a difficult tie to start off with. Just want to see if we are playing United again this season. We are. Okay, so if we can keep them within reach, we've got plenty of games left. Plenty of games left. We can keep them in reach, then we're fine. This is a little bit more pressing. The knockout round is the knockout round. That's it. If we lose this, we're out. Let's take a look at the side. We've got a few tired legs. Tempted to give Abraham a go, but I'm not sure. On the same form as Simeone, I'd probably keep him in. He did find a few good balls into Robertha. He just wasn't quite clinical enough. We'll bring back in Randall. See if he can whip some balls into the box. Rusnak we've got as an option, but I still give KD the chance. Roster and Loftus-Cheek, hopefully they can pull something out of the bag today. Adarapi on a poor form, as is Dolberg. Yet to see much of those 2 new signings. Roma, well, they've got an incredibly strong and tenacious midfield. Strootman, Nainggolan. Wow, they're going to be tough for Loftus-Cheek and Roster to deal with. And they've got Iturbe up front. He was an absolute legend, I think, in maybe not this PES, the one before. One of those free transfer absolute gems. He will be tricky though. Sharawi and Dzeko not even in the team, so that's good at least. Come on, need to bounce back. So we continue to battle on 3 fronts, and Ian Holloway doesn't seem to be one for squad rotation at the moment. He's picked exactly the same squad as he did for the disappointing 0-0 draw against Stoke. It's high risk. These players are going to be tired. They're going to be, some of them, a little dejected after what was a toothless, just poor performance against Stoke. That's just not good enough, especially with Robertha on a flashing blue arrow. We need to do better today. Oh, I looked to poke it through. Nearly got away with it. Berardi, great ball out to Iturbe. Angelino nowhere to be found. Magnuson struggling for pace here. Good footwork from Iturbe. Somehow finds his way back to him. Strootman edge of the box. Poor defending there. Back to Strootman. Oh, Marty this time does get the tackle in. Oh, good play from Loftus-Cheek. Pulls the dummy at the last second. Now Dow can bring it forward. Oh, the beautiful ball into Robertha. Nigel Robertha, how did you miss that? That ball from Kieran Dow, though. Let's take a second to admire how nice that was. And then a second to remind ourselves that Nigel Robertha should have finished that one. Ah, I can't believe it. Oh, couldn't get the pass away. Lovely play there. Dowell out to Randall. Not seen much of him. Rossiter. Ball into Loftus-Cheek. Oh! Ruby. Ah! a great chant that would be. People would love that. I hope they do that at Palace. I mean, they haven't seen him enough at Chelsea to really start it, but Loftus-Cheek off the mark. And it was an odd bit of build-up. Randall played it back to Dowell, powered it into Rossiter, but this is a cheeky little reverse ball there and a lovely first-time finish from the big number 8. And we're ahead here, and it's a crucial away goal as well. Nainggolan plays it into Strootman. Dowell wins it back, falls back to Nainggolan. Roma looking to build something for the first time. Ball into Berardi. Gomez does really well. Sticks a foot out, wins that one. And now Loftus-Cheek, the goal scorer. Looks to slip in Nigel Robertha through the centre. Oh, he's run into trouble there. Rossiter. Back to Dowell. He'll line up the shot here with the left foot effort. Great save there. And it needed to be. I think that was going in. Let's take a look. Perfect angle here. Dowell with the ins. I think it was. Oh, Manolas, that's poor. Amati now can put a ball into the box. Simeone's there. Good punch away. Strootman. That's calm play from the midfielder. Ball into Simeone. And for the overlapping run of Rossiter. Ball down the line into Robertha. Robertha tries to work a shooting chance. The curling effort from Robertha into the gloves of Alisson. Looking for that second away goal here. That would be really useful. Oh, great play again by Robertha. Simeone knocks it into him. Nigel Robertha with the curling effort. Not quite, not quite. It's coming though. It's coming, Nige. Simeone. Releases Amati, but the simple ball inside to Angelo. Whoa, whoa, Angelino, what are you doing? That was simple. Ooh, and that's half-time here, and it's a great performance from Bristol City so far. We're playing so well in the Champions League. It's a shame we can't replicate that in the Premier League, but it's Loftus-Cheek who gets the goal. Robertha's had the chances. He's put in a good shift. Finishing's let him down so far, though. Would be good to see a goal from Big Nige, especially as he continues to improve. But we're putting all the pressure on. Roma have had a bit of possession, but we've been troubling their goal. They've yet to really even have it in our box, so hopefully that can continue. Now this is danger here from Roma as Berardi brings it forward. Great strength from Magnusson. Mix up though. Mix up. Shit. Iturbe. Good play here. Oh, it's beautiful. Iturbe gets the shot away. First shot of the game for Roma. They've come out in the second half, all guns blazing. Randall into Dowell. Randall will continue his run and put a ball into the box. It's a dangerous one. Robertha gets ahead to it. Great defence there. Just did enough to put him off. Berardi into Perotti now. Joe Gomez stands off. That's a nicely worked ball into Berardi. It falls to him. Iturbe's there. Amati, though, doing the dirty work as usual. Loftus-Cheek into Dowell. Spread it wide into Rossiter. Lovely ball into Angelino. How often have we seen that? Simeone tries to work it on. Now, with Angelino out of position, Berardi will bring it forward. Amati. Yes. Better here from Roma. More expansive passing. Oh, Loftus-Cheek, though, wins it back off Nainggolan. Simeone with the ball over the top looking for Robertha. Manolas comes across, deals with it well. Oh, Robertha making a nuisance of himself. Oh, it's going to fall to Simeone here. And Robertha, well, as I said, he's failing miserably when it comes to finishing. He had a great chance in the first half. But the determination there from the young Dutchman, who's seeing a real improvement in the moment, well, he did enough. And he put the goalkeeper under such pressure that he was able to. I don't know if it was the keeper who knocked it back to him there. It was a hopeful ball in from Simeone. Manolas made it difficult for the keeper. Robertha, that's questionable, maybe off his arm. I think it was the keeper who knocked it back to Simeone. It was a simple finish for him. And that sees us with 2 important away goals in this first round knockout. So triple substitution here late in the game, but it seems like Ian Holloway recognises this Roma team might be there for the taking, and he's brought on Abraham and Rusnak maybe to try and go for a late third goal. Could be a bit of a gamble here, but it could be a massive one. Just 3 away goals will see us safely through, and we can actually rest players. Balls to Loftus-Cheek. Turns away from trouble nicely. Ball into Rusnak now. Looking for the runners. Slips it into Tammy Abraham. We've not seen anything from him in a while. The left foot effort. Saved by Alisson. That's a dangerous ball. And Randall will let that one go out. Oh, Simeone's put him under pressure again. He's gone for the chip. Alisson gets a hand to it. Oh, that was too much there. Giovanni, come on. Couldn't have finished that one. Could have seen this one off. He went for the chip. It was on. Oh, Randall's won it back. Nice play there from the right back. Abraham. Chip ball in looking for Simeone. Falls over his head. Simeone! And there it is. Giovanni Simeone gets the 3rd here for Bristol City. They've had a lovely trip to Italy. And with 3 away goals, surely now this first round knockout stage is in the bank. It was, yeah, it was all right. This is a nice ball over, though. Giovanni Simeone takes it down with his head. That is a cultured touch. And he finishes with the right past Alisson, who's had a good game, actually, but not enough to prevent this irresistible Bristol City side, who are clearly European specialists. They just love to travel. And there it is, full time here. What a performance from Ian Holloway's boys. That's what you do to bounce back from a poor result in the Premier League. You come here away from home and you hit them. You hit them hard and fast. 6 shots on target. The possession was equal, but we were so much more dangerous. Giovanni Simeone grabs a 7. Everyone played pretty well, to be honest. Abraham came on, got an assist. That'd be good. We want to see him get some form back at least, so he's an option. Yeah, great. Rome were poor. They were really poor. But we were better. We were dramatically better than them. We played really well. Let's see if we can continue the form into the final game of this episode. Robertha, 87 speed. That's what we're talking about. That's good. It's away from home now against Newcastle. Come on, this has to be a win. This has to be. We might have to rotate a few players for this because there's going to be some really tired legs. Let's go and have a look and see how everyone's looking after some very close games. Rost on a downward arrow. Well, we're going to have to give Pack a run out. And I think we'll give Rusnak a start. Drop Darryl back into central midfield. Simeone and Robertha. I'm going to give Tammy a run out in this one. Give Simeone a bit of a rest. Magnuson. Oh, Darabia on a downward arrow. Ooh, this is tricky. Tyrone Mings is not a good centre-back. Neither is Amati, really. Hands are tied here. I mean, I guess... I guess this is going to be a very experimental formation. But we could play Marlon Pack as a deep-lying central midfielder. Rusnak as central midfielder. And Simeone attacking midfielder. This is very different. That takes us down to 86 overall. That's not so good. I think we'll stick Angelino in. We'll look to maybe bring him on. Dolberg's an option, but with Rost and Magnuson, Adarabio and Loftus-Cheek on poor form, it's needs must at the moment, especially difficult for us in a game that we need to win. Up against Newcastle with no one that should really be much of a worry to us, but you know we've seen that before, and it means nothing. Right, come on. So although we have about 6 or 7 games left of the season, and we've spotted that we do have United, I think maybe 2 games before the end of the season, so keeping them within 3 points at that point, we'll see that be a huge title-deciding game. We cannot afford to drop points. I'm getting bored of saying that, and I'm getting bored of not scoring goals. Nigel Robertha, you need to finish today. The young Dutchman is being given... Remember, we almost sold him. Nigel was on his way out at the beginning of the season, and Ian Holloway just said, you know, we'll let you prove yourself. And he has proved himself. He's scored a lot of goals. He's pushed Tammy Abraham out of the side, which no one saw coming. So now is when you really need to repay everything that Ian Holloway's given you. So come on, this is it. Newcastle. Diarmé. Oh, it's a lovely ball into Alabek. We'll take that one out of the sky. Gabriel had to be alert there. Thank God, that was a great ball in though. Experimental side today, as we know. Players playing out of position. It's not ideal. Robertha will pick this one up. Get the shot away. Nigel Robertha, great save. Simeone, a little back heel into Kieran Dowell. Simeone playing in the attacking midfield position for the first time. He's a good passer of the ball, as we know. To slip this one into Rusnak. Chip ball in, looking for Abraham. Not the right idea there. Becker keeps it well, though, here for Bristol City. Ball into Abraham. Turns Lascelles with the left foot. Finish! Tammy! Tammy Abraham. Oh, why did we drop him? Why? That is classic Tammy. That first touch there. He's got such long legs. You just don't expect it from him. Becker won it back well. Kieran Dowell dropping into central midfield today. That touch away from Lascelles. Lascelles had no idea what was coming. And it's a finish with the left foot, reeling back the years. Why did we drop him? Amati into Rusnak. It's out to Angelino, who'll whip a ball in. Nigel Robertha, it's got to be! And there it is. It's 2 here for Bristol City. And it's Nigel Robertha. That's the goal that he needed. The young Dutchman fought his way into this side. It's nice to see him with Abraham and Simeone playing today. It's an exciting formation. I mean, there was absolutely acres of space there for Angelino. Down the left-hand side. Able to pick a ball in. Don't know what they're doing. Great touch. Took it out the air with his right. Finished it with the weaker left. And with 2 goals up here early on. Oh, Robertha. So dangerous. Put a ball in for Tammy Abraham with the header. Oh, the craftiest of touches. Just a little graze of a header. Couldn't quite get it on target. Oh, that's better play there. Vladimir Weiss now slips the ball into Alabek. That's a lovely ball through. Alabek just wasn't quite aware of the speed. Didn't read it very well. And now Bristol City look to break again. Can we grab a third before the break? Angelino storming down this left-hand side. Ball into Tammy Abraham, who's pulled wide. He's going to let Angelino work his way back out. It's a ball into Roberta. The header is wide again. That Angelino is a good crosser of the ball, isn't he? Rusnak. We've not seen much of him so far. And he'll put a simple ball out to Angelino. Inside to Simeone. The ball inside to Rusnak is on. Oh, what are you doing, Albert? No, he went for the dummy. Should have just gone for the simple finish. And Albert Rusnak still yet to open his account. And that looked very much like a young De Jong. Just poor decision making. And it's half time here at St James's Park, and Bristol City a comfortable 2 goals up. Roberta and Tammy both on the score sheet. This is exactly what we needed to see. Come on, let's keep this one. Just a turn at running this defence. A good little ball out to Weiss and now Lazar. Oh, that's nice. Ball inside. Rolando Aarons is there. We clear. Not very well. Oh, what are you doing? There we go. Kieran Dow. Flight this one into Tammy Abraham. Can he get the nod on? He can into Rusnak. Oh, good effort there. The left-footed shot is pushed over the bar by Sells. That's what Tammy Abraham brings this side. A target. Kieran Dow now with the out-swinging corner. Oh, Marlon Pack's made a good run. He gets up, gets the header in. And Marlon Pack, 2-pack, is not dead. Officially not dead. Many thought he was. Many thought he was going to leave the club, much like Roberta. We almost saw the back of Marlon Pack, but he's a very capable replacement in situations like today when you've got a lot of poor form, a lot of tired legs, and he got up well there despite his age, and he's finished that, potentially finished this game off here with 3-0. Should be us done. Becker, ball down the line, looking for Kieran Dow. Lazar does well, but Simeone should get there. Into the box now, Giovanni Simeone lays it back along the floor. Abraham's there. Can he work it? Oh, Sells somehow managed to get that away. Yedlin, mistake there from DeAndre Yedlin. Now Angelino into the box. Tries to step back inside. Oh, he's won the penalty. And it's going to be another goal here. And I think Nigel Roberta should take this one to continue his good play. Angelino, step back inside. Yeah, that's a stonewall penalty. The American with a rash challenge there. Angelino is our penalty taker, but we're going to give this one to Big Nige, who needs the goals at the moment. Nigel Roberta steps up. Can he make it 2 for this one? Oh, he's at the post. Go for it, Nigel! Oh, that's a bug. That is a hilarious bug. Nigel Roberta hits the post and then it rolls back towards him, and I just could not move. Just couldn't move. Let's have a look at this. Go! Oh, he was even selected. That's weird. Kieran down another corner. Should we make it 4? Too close to the cells. We can only punch. It's, oh, Gomez. Nice. And then he released KD down this left-hand side. To slip it into Becker, who's in the box. Can't get away. The ball back to Simeone. He snuck away. And Giovanni Simeone pokes it past Sells to make it 4. Newcastle falling apart at home. There's Geordies flooding out of the ground, all on their way to Greg's. Early doors. Beat the queues, because this is not getting any better for Newcastle. I mean, this was poor, really. Slipped it into Becker. Fought his way back to it. Somehow found it. Back into Simeone. Is that a nutmeg? I think it is. Megs on Aarons. And the number 10 pokes it in with the toe. Megs. And then bam. Done. Sells couldn't get down quick enough. Oh, Becker defending from the front. Pokes it into Tammy Abraham. Can we make it 5 here? Oh, no we can't. Oh, looked for the chip. Couldn't quite work it over the keeper. Jose Perez struggled today, but he does well there to beat Becker with a lovely touch. Joe Gomez is aware of the danger. Now Dow will bring it into Abraham, who can release Roberta through the centre. As Roberta snuck offside there. No, he hasn't. Nigel Roberta through on goal. Oh, Yedlin does really well there. Roberta just struggling for composure at the moment. Certainly struggling for goals. Certainly should have had 3 or 4 in this one. Marlon Pack, ball out to Becker. And here we go. 4-0 at St James's Park. That's much better. Let's see how United did. We need to keep the pressure on, and good performances like that, convincing, comprehensive performances, is exactly what we need. 14 shots, 8 on target. We should have had a hell of a lot more. If Sells isn't man of the match, I'll be really surprised. Roberta picks up man of the match. Well, okay, fair enough. Sells did do well, though. Dow gets a 7. Rusnak had some comical misses. But he looks tidy. He definitely is an improvement on De Jong. It's just a shame we won't really get to see much of him, I'm sure. So, 4-0. And United drop points, and now we're only 2 behind them. Goal difference could be important come end of the season, and we're 6 ahead of them on that. We've both lost the same amount of games. Only 3 defeats this season so far. A lot of draws from both sides, though. That's been the problem. So, we actually did all right. Actually did okay. 7 matches, 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Who did we lose to? Oh, we lost to Watford. Yeah, that was difficult. Dowell's grabbed 3 assists. Roberto, Simeone both managed 3 goals. Loftus-Cheek's had 2. Marlon Pack with the highest average rating, but those average ratings are pretty low, to be honest. Interesting. So Kieran Dowell obviously is going to be right at the top of the passing and dribbling stats, and actually his percentage success rate is pretty good for all of them. He's been making a lot of passes, and they've actually seemed to be doing pretty well. Interesting to see Simeone doing a lot of dribbling. His passes received and pass success has been pretty poor, but generally he's trying to play the final ball, isn't he, as an attacking midfielder, sort of centre-forward player, so that's why. Simeone has had a lot of shots, and not a lot of them have been very accurate. Roberto, 16% success rate. He's hitting a lot. Actually, in the last couple of games, we've had a lot of chances. That's probably why. Interesting to see Rossiter winning a lot of aerial battles. That's surprising. It's surprising as well not to see Loftus-Cheek in there. Amati as ever winning the tackles. Angelino doing really well. He's improved defensively a lot. But Rossiter, yeah, that's good. Tackles 1 and aerial battles 1. Both pretty high there for the Albino N'Golo Kante. So team of the month, and Kieran Dowell sneaks in, as does the Archbishop of Banterbury, Angelino. That's a pretty good team of the month. Sometimes you see some weird ones, but that is a decent looking side. Luis Gustavo, he's always in there. West Brom, a weird signing. So Roberto, explosive power up to 91. Dribbling only 75. I think that's one of his downfalls, actually. It's definitely one of his downfalls. So we've got Southampton today. We're on a bit of a roll, and we need to be getting some more games in. So we're going to play this one. Hopefully we can continue the good form into this game. So let's take a look at the sides. Oh, Loftus-Cheek still on poor form. Well, Marlon Pack can come back in. He looked great in the last one. Abraham had a good game. He finished and set up a goal as well. We'll play Randall over Becker. Amati can stay in there. We'll give Adarabia a go in for Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez looked a little bit shaky sometimes. And then everything else looks okay. Rusnak, downward arrow. I mean, he probably got a lot of stick in the press after some of the misses in that game. Southampton, oh, this is a team that we hate, actually. Oh, they're really tricky to play against. They give us a really hard time. We'll play in our black kit. Oh, they've got Dimitri Payet as well. Interesting signing. Good signing there from the Saints. So we're away from home. We did okay at St James's Park. And it's still a long trip, really, down to St Mary's. But we've got to keep this run of form going. Oh, Marlon Pack. Rolling back the years. Simeone, can he lift one into Roberto? Takes it down away from Van Dijk. And Nigel Roberto gets us off the mark here. Yes. That is the link-up we've been looking for. We haven't quite seen enough of it. We know that Simeone is a great controller of the ball. He's got a great first touch, but he can also pick a pass. And that was perfectly weighted over the top into his strike partner. But you've got to give credit there to Marlon Pack, nicking the ball off Charlie Austin, and that's beautifully weighted. Van Dijk couldn't get close to him, took it down onto his left, and Roberto gets another goal. Suarez has to bring it forward. Lovely step back inside to Ward-Prowse. That's a really well taken pass there. Austin, Adarabia does well. And now Angelino will be able to clear. Ooh. It's a bit of a rash clearance there from Angelino, but it was good defending in the end. Randall's made a cheeky run here down the right-hand side. He puts the ball into Roberto. It's no good, but Dowell will hit this one. McCarthy, easy save for him, straight at him. Suarez under pressure, just about gets it away into Ward-Prowse. Good ball into Payet. They've got some great passes. Oh, and Long gets the better of him there, and Adarabia comes across. Magnusson. Oh, no. Oh, this is awful. Adarabia somehow gets a challenge in, but that was carnage there. Lovely ball into Dowell. Back out to Roberto. Look to run this one into the box. Just to cut it back. It's off the Southampton player. Nearly into the goal. Roberto not quite made the right decision there. So it's a decent lead here at half-time, but Southampton looking really dangerous. Way more dangerous than either Newcastle or Roma looked at this point. So we need to get that second goal. We've struggled to get shots off, really. But Roberto took his really well. And this is good play here from Southampton. Payet loses it. Now Dowell will look to bring it forward here. Look to run at this Southampton defence. Pokes it through the centre into Roberto. Will he get away from his man? He will! Nigel Roberto with the left foot finish! And that is exactly what we wanted to see from Big Nige. And he's got his second here today. And that's a goal in the last 3 games. I'm not sure, at least. He definitely scored in the last game. Nigel Roberto using that speed as well, that explosive power. looked to be second best to that one, but Fonte looked sluggish really compared to him. This was a great first touch here. Just enough to put it ahead of him, and then a little cut back in onto his left. He seems to be finishing every single goal with his weaker foot at the moment. And that is a crucial goal for Bristol City. And the second one here, away from home, definitely needed. Emerson out to Randall. This will be the last attack. Oh, Hoberg with the horror challenge there. There's been some massive tackles coming in, but no matter, because we win another game. 3 wins in a row. This is the form that we needed. End of the season. And we are really buzzing now. The Stoke City game at the beginning of the episode, I think, was a bit of a blip. We had the chances. We couldn't finish them. But Roberta's really come into his own. And he grabbed the first today. The crucial first goal. And he gets another man of the match performance. He's really playing up to that dramatic improvement. And that's what you need to see from a player. So there we are. That's all you can do. You've just got to keep winning. United lose to Stoke, and that should see us go, yes, top of the table. Now we just need to not lose ever again. United, that is poor, losing to Stoke. Stoke are a good side, clearly, because they pushed us all the way to that draw, and they beat United today. And yeah, nice. We're a point ahead, and we are well ahead on goal difference after a couple of big scoring games. We've only conceded 19. United have only conceded 17. It's going to be a huge game when we go to play them at the end of the season. So there we go. An extended 4-game episode. So we can hopefully, if we stay in all the cups, we will be able to fit everything in before the end of this series. So next episode we've got Arsenal, Roma and Middlesbrough. Let me know in the comments what you think our best attacking 3 is. Let me know in the comments what you think our best attacking 2 is. Should Tammy be back in? Is it Simeone and Roberta as we're playing at the moment? Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in a bit.